fire-licked sweet corn, true Chipotle heat, and a couple of lush dips on the side, and a step up from wings, it's perfect for you because you love to play with your food. Welcome back to my kitchen. I am Sheila, and I am so happy to share this with you. I just got back from Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's where I'm from. And I did two things because I knew I was going to do two things when I got there. One, I kind of watched what I ate here, and I underpacked because I knew I was going to do two things. One, I was going to go to the Dairy Queen on Mount Vernon Road and see Mimi and her mom Janet every day that I was in Cedar Rapids, and I did. I ate Dairy Queen every day. And I also knew that I was going to bring back a whole bushel of corn, or as much as I could fit into my suitcase. So this is just some of it. We're going to be cooking some more here, but today we are going to be doing corn ribs. Oh, corn ribs and hush puppies. Now, I've got a little bit of a trick to show you about how to get the silk off of corn. That's one of the things that is the bane of everybody's existence when you're eating fresh, sweet corn. And listen, I know that it's really convenient if you go to the grocery store and you get the stuff that's already shucked. But again, the less that something is processed or sprayed with some kind of preservative air, the better for you. So if you can, buy it like this, right, the way God intended it. Take your knife and you're gonna cut the end of it off. Okay? Anything that comes off easy, it's fantastic. And then you are going to pop these in the microwave for about 2 minutes. I'd say if you got 3 ears, 2 minutes, 2.5 will work because we don't really want to cook the corn. All we want to do is get it to a temperature where the silk starts to release. Wait till you see this, it is so sexy. It's like the best trick ever. I love this microwave. As soon as the ear corn is cool enough to handle, take all of this and then just start to squeeze. Woo, it's still hot. Now what you're doing is you're squeezing from the top. So if you do want to leave some of those longer green stems on, you can. And you see me pinching here. And what I'm doing is I'm holding on to all of this silk. Look at that. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is a pristine piece of corn. So I'm going to do two dips to dip those corn ribs and hush puppies in. This one is going to be a little bit of a kick. I love spice. There is a beautiful, gorgeous Mexican crema that you can get at the store. So if you are doing dairy, it is an amazing version of sour cream with just, it's a little bit more delicate. It's fabulous. We're going to start with about 200 grams or a cup of vegan mayonnaise, tablespoon of chipotle peppers, teaspoon of garlic powder or 1 garlic clove, teaspoon of smoked paprika. I would say as much lime juice as you'd like to put in, but a good tablespoon is a nice place to start. And we're going to be adjusting the seasoning to this at the end anyway. So again, if you need a little bit more spice, we will address that situation momentarily. I actually prefer a food processor, both a regular size one and a mini one like this, because a blender will whip too much air into the sauces. So little food processors are great. So, ooh, okay, that is so not like me. I love heat. So I'm gonna tell you guys now, we started with a baseline of 1 tablespoon, but for me, I'm going to put in 2 more. A little bit more lime juice, just a little salt. Let's call this about half a teaspoon. And then we're going to blend, blend, blend. Yep, That's the level. All right, so the second one is easy, it's basic, it's beautiful. It's cilantro-lime, a little bit of salt. We're gonna start with some fresh cilantro, and don't really worry about too much of the stems, but you are gonna just wanna shave it and turn it like so. So this is 14 grams or a quarter cup of cilantro. Throw it right in there. So let's say about half of a lime. In this case, I'm using 25 grams. We're just gonna put it right in there. All right, and now we're tasting. Okay, you know what? I like it, but it's not giving me as much cilantro as I would want, or as much as would come back to me if I was using that crema. I'm using a vegan mayonnaise right now, so I'm gonna actually add another quarter cup of cilantro. Yeah, and then we are going to pulse. So let's kick that up, y'all, to a half cup of cilantro. I can already tell that's the green I was looking for, and that's the cilantro I was looking for. Just salt, lime juice to taste, just like I did here. We're gonna get this in the refrigerator, and we are moving on. We're gonna get started on the Hush Puppies next, so the batter has some time to rest and also get those flavors incorporated before we fry them. I try to do one quick pass. We'll start with the dry ingredients first. Cornmeal, medium grind. I love coarse grind meal for cornbread, which I'm going to share with you guys in another video. But for now, because the Hush Puppies are going to be about this big, we want a more delicate grind. So this is a medium grind. All-purpose flour, half teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Let's whisk those together. And now let's add the wet. 1 egg, a cup of buttermilk, and then let's whisk that together before we incorporate the finely diced onion. Oh yeah, this is going really well. Look at that, and it's pretty. Come in here, onion, all of it, all of it. And that is that. All right, so we're gonna set this aside, get those corn ribs going, and then we're gonna come back to the Hush Puppies. Now, you can cut these smaller, but it's really more fun to eat the whole long piece of the rib, so that is what we are going to do today. We're gonna cut this into quarters. You know what? I can tell, like my golf swing, I'm kind of hooking to the right here. Okay. And again, I'm going to give myself a line to follow. Line to follow. All right, so we got through those corn ribs. And you know, much like regular ribs, there's going to be some long ones, and there's going to be like those little short tips too. So yeah, we got that covered. So, oh my God, Iowa sweet corn. You know, there's a saying, what happens in Iowa stays in Iowa because nothing ever happens in Iowa. You know what? That's wrong, because what happens in Iowa is sweet, okay? Especially the corn. All right, so we are going to toss in the ribs in this butter mixture, melted butter, onion powder, garlic powder, smoked paprika, a little chili powder. Oh, you don't want to come all the way in? You're coming. And a little bit of cayenne, just a little. Some salt in there too. Fresh black pepper. Get that all incorporated. And you don't have to whisk this, you guys. This is ribs. Corn in. Douse this. I actually like this, tossing it with the butter as opposed to a dry rub and then drizzling it with olive oil. This way, Everybody gets to get some of the love. So we're gonna place these on one layer. Not gonna crowd them because we want as much fire to hit them as possible. Also behind me, I have got some oil coming to temp, about 350 degrees, because as soon as we pop these in, it's gonna be about 7 minutes under the broiler. We're gonna take it out, take a look, because we do want some char, right? We want all of that sexiness on there. All right, very happy, very excited. Into the oven she goes. I'm gonna set this timer for 5 minutes. Usually I say about 7 minutes and then check it and then maybe another 5 to 7, but this oven and I are getting to know each other, and so I don't know how hot she runs or how cold she runs, so we're gonna see. Oh yeah. They were starting to talk to me a little bit, and by that I mean corn pops, because of all of that juice that's in each of the kernels. And so when you start to hear, pull it. And these are perfect. I have a little bit of char on these. I've got some brown on that. These are gorgeous. Now, I don't really fry a lot of stuff, and so when I do, I don't need a big vat of oil. This small saucepan, it's a medium saucepan actually, will suffice. If the oil is nice and hot enough, really should make little balls on their own. We want them nice and golden brown because we want, obviously, the batter to be cooked on the inside. This looks really great. We're gonna present them just like their ribs, just like that. Get them in the mix too. This is how we're gonna come to the table. You can either add some lime wedges on your own or just give it a squeeze right before you present. I'm gonna do the chipotle. You guys run, do not walk to your local farmer's market. Or grocery store. At this point, it doesn't matter. You gotta try this. I think I'm gonna try with this dip here. Cilantro-Lime. That is the way to go. Thanks for coming by the kitchen. It is always open. And live long and prosper. I mean it.